All right, let me say something that most people in supply chain don't realize until it's too late. You can work hard for years, do everything right, hit your targets, fix problems every day, and still never move into leadership. Meanwhile, someone else with the same experience, sometimes even less, goes from analyst to manager to director, and you're left wondering what they did differently. And the truth is, it's not just experience, it's not just hard work, and it's definitely not just knowing logistics. A lot of people think if they stay in the field long enough, leadership will eventually happen. But that's not how it works. I've seen people spend 10 or even 15 years doing solid work in planning, procurement, or logistics, and they never move up. Not because they're bad, but because they never develop the skills that leadership actually requires. To become a supply chain leader, you need a very specific mix of business understanding, analytical thinking, communication, and the ability to see the whole system instead of just your own job. So in this video, I'm going to walk through what it really takes, what the career path usually looks like, and the biggest mistake that keeps smart people stuck. First thing you need to understand is this. A supply chain leader is not just a logistics expert, not just the person who manages inventory, not just the person fixing late deliveries all day. A real supply chain leader connects everything: sourcing, planning, manufacturing, inventory, transportation, warehousing, suppliers, customer service, all of it. They're looking at the entire chain at the same time, and every decision they make affects cost, service, risk, and cash flow. And that means they're constantly balancing trade-offs. So leadership in supply chain is not about moving boxes, it's about managing business performance through operations. Now, what does it actually take to get there? You need to understand how the different parts of the supply chain work: procurement, demand planning, production planning, inventory, warehousing, transportation, supplier management, fulfillment. You don't have to be the expert in all of them, but you need to understand how one decision affects everything else. Leaders think in systems, not in silos. You need to understand the business side, not just the operational side. This is where a lot of people fall behind. You have to know how supply chain affects cost, working capital, customer service, revenue, and profit. A weak mindset is just asking, can we ship this faster? A leadership mindset asks, what will that cost? What trade-off are we making? And does it actually help the company overall? You need to be comfortable with data. Supply chain leaders look at numbers all the time: forecast accuracy, inventory turns, service level, lead times, supplier performance, transportation cost. You don't need to be a data scientist, but you need to be able to use numbers to explain problems and defend decisions. If you can't explain your decisions with data, it's very hard to move up. You have to get good at working with other departments. Supply chain never works alone. You deal with finance, sales, manufacturing, procurement, IT, suppliers, sometimes even customers. And the higher you go, the less the job is about doing the work yourself, and the more it's about getting everyone aligned. That means communication, negotiation, and being able to explain complex things in a simple way. At some point, you have to learn people leadership. Moving up means managing people, not just tasks, coaching, setting priorities, dealing with conflicts, holding people accountable. A lot of great technical people struggle here, because being good at the work is not the same as being good at leading a team. You have to start thinking long-term. Leadership roles focus on strategy. Instead of just fixing today's problem, you start thinking about next year, next quarter, future growth, future risks. The people who move up are usually the ones who understand the entire business side, not just one piece of it. So if you want to become a supply chain leader, focus on three things. Understand the whole chain, understand how the company makes money, and learn how to influence people, not just processes. Do that, and your career won't stay in the same place for long.